So there's this big game coming out in 2 days called Black Myth Wukong. This is a game I'm sure you've probably heard about at some point recently. I've heard about it over and over now for basically the past year. There's a lot of hype surrounding this game. It sort of looks like a Souls-like game. Some people are saying it's not a Souls-like game. I think it kind of looks like Skyrim, but you could probably say that about pretty much any medieval-looking game. So this game is coming out 2 days from the time I'm recording this. It's coming out Tuesday, August 20th. Now, something has been circulating about this game in really the last 24 hours, probably less, that is very troubling. And the funny thing is, it really doesn't have anything to do with the game itself, but rather the sort of policies or guidelines surrounding content creators who have access to this game. And the crazy thing is, this was just recently, like just a few hours ago, confirmed by a Forbes writer named Paul Tassi. Now, obviously, I personally can't confirm it, but it really sounds like what I'm about to talk about is really legitimate. So what happened? What's been circulating? Well, it all has to do with this document. So this document allegedly was shared by the game creator, the game publisher called Game Science. Now, the document was allegedly shared with content creators that were given like early access codes or free codes to download the game. Now, the document itself is very short, but just what's in it is very interesting. So it is actually a do's and don'ts list. Now, this allegedly was not given to game reviewers, it sounds like, but this was given to content creators. I don't know why there's that sort of difference there. So the list itself, so the do's, it just says enjoy the game. But the don'ts are very odd. So there's 5 don'ts. The first one is do not insult other influencers or players. The second one says no offensive language or humor. Okay, well, it's a rated M game, so that's interesting. The third one says a lot of things. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishization, and other content that instigates negative discourse. Okay, some of those I maybe can kind of understand. The nudity and violence, I guess I get, like, they don't want the content creators getting naked or stabbing each other on camera while playing their game. But then, like, no politics, no feminist propaganda, like, what? Where's that coming from? Now, the last 2 are what a lot of people are really talking about. So, do not use trigger words such as quarantine or isolation or COVID-19, and then do not discuss content related to China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc. Okay, so this game, it's worth mentioning probably, this game is developed and published by a company called Game Science. This studio is based in a city called Hangzhou in China, and the whole game itself has a lot of Chinese roots. It's based on this classic Chinese novel called Journey to the West. So with that plus the location of the studio, a lot of people are saying maybe that's why they don't want, I guess, people to be critical of COVID-19 or China's gaming policies. I guess, you know, those would probably be touchy subjects in China. And I guess one would kind of wonder, like, why would a game content creator be talking about that anyway when, like, playing their game? But it's very weird. It's very specific to give those guidelines. And, like, there's even people talking about how maybe the actual Chinese Communist Party, like the government of China, maybe they stepped in to regulate some of these policies. Now, assuming this leaked document is actually legit, which at this point it really seems like it is, like I said, it was quote-unquote confirmed by a Forbes writer, I still can't necessarily, like, come to the full conclusion that, you know, the Chinese government was behind all of this. A lot of it does just kind of seem like it would be in line with the best interests of the studio Game Science. So, like, something, for example, that was pointed out by Paul Tassi in the Forbes article was the whole thing where it says in the document, no feminist propaganda. That, I guess, could be to prevent content creators from talking about, I guess, this alleged incident that happened a while back with Game Science, allegedly involving sexism in the workplace, so it would just be in their best interest to not have people talking about it. But then some of them are just kind of really way out there, like no offensive language, no offensive humor, no insulting other players. It almost sounds like something that would be in like a community guidelines for like Mario Kart Online or Fortnite lobbies or something. Yeah, it's very weird to put that in the guidelines for just playing the game early for a rated M game. So yeah, we are still in the very early stages of this story breaking. Like I said, I personally can't confirm that the leaks are 100% legit, but at this point, just as of a few hours ago with Paul Tassi quote-unquote confirming it, it really seems legit, so it kind of just begs the question, how is this actually going to affect the game since it's just 2 days out? The game itself looks great, it actually looks really awesome, but with this document allegedly now leaking, I can't imagine that it could affect Game Science in a great way.